All right, in this video, I will be talking about productivity. Productivity is an index that measures output to the input. So for example, how many units we produce compared to the input, the labor, the material, the energy, or other resources. And it could be calculated simply by using this equation, output divided by the input. And we also could find out the productivity growth to find out where we are right now and what we produce in the future and how we grow. What would be the productivity growth? And this could be calculated by the current productivity minus the previous productivity divided by the previous productivity times 100. And now, for example, if you improve the productivity from 80 to 84, that will give you a 5% improvement. From 84 minus 80 divided by 80 times 100, that would be 5%. And then now for productivity could be focused on one factor, a single input, such as a labor, machine, capital, or energy, or could be multiple factor, or what we call the multi-factor measure. If we decided to go with a multi-factor measure, we do the output divided by all inputs that we used. In here in this box, you will see some of the measures that we use to measure the labor productivity, such as units of output per labor hour, units of output per shift, value added per labor hours, dollar value of output per labor hour. For the machine, could be unit of output per machine hour, could be dollar value per machine hour. For capital could be the dollar value to the compared to the dollar input, or unit of output per dollar input, or in terms of energy productivity would be the unit of output per kilowatt hour, or could be dollar value for per kilowatt hour. So it could be these productivity measure that we could use. Here's an example to clarify what would be the productivity. So if we take a look into the 4 workers installed 720 square yards of carpeting in 8 hours, the productivity would be 720 divided, that would be the output, right? That's the output. The input was 4 workers. Each worker did 8 hours, so 720 divided by 32, the productivity would be 22.5, or these workers can finish 22.5 yards every hour. For part B, a machine produced 70 pieces in 2 hours. However, 2 pieces were unusable, so defects or something. So productivity in this case would be just the things that we use, the pieces that we use, which is 68 divided by 2 hours, which is 34 pieces divided by per hour, or 34 pieces per hour, which is basically the output divided by the input again. Now let's take a look into more problems. So a company that processes fruits and vegetables is able to produce 400 cases of canned peaches in half hour with 4 workers. What would be the labor productivity? All right, let's take a look into the output. The output is 400 cases. What is the input? The input would be half an hour times 4 workers. So if we say 400 divided by 4 times half, how many hours? So 400 divided by, that would be 400 divided by 2, which equal to 200 cases per labor hour. Now another problem, a wrapping paper company produced 2,000 rolls of paper one day. Labor cost was 160, material cost was 50, overhead was 320. Determine the multi-factor productivity. So again, output over the input. So we have the output to be 2,000 divided by the input, which is 160 plus 50 plus 320, and that will give you 3.77 roll. So here's the answer for these questions. 400 cases divided by 4 workers times half an hour. That will give you 200 cases per hour. In terms of the multi-factor productivity, what would be, that would be the 2,000 rolls divided by 160 plus 50 plus 320. That will give you 3.77 rolls per every dollar they spend. All right, now moving into the different types or different kind, which is another KPI we will be using, which is the efficiency and utilization. The efficiency is both measured, expressed as a percentage. Efficiency is the actual hours divided by the effective capacity versus the utilization is actual output divided by the design capacity. So this is based on the design capacity. This is based on the effective capacity. Let's take a look into this example with a truck. We have design capacity for this truck is 50 trucks per day. Effective capacity would be 40 trucks per day. Actual output 36. So this is a facility that we have ability to, based on the design, we could do 50 trucks per day. Based on the effective capacity would be 40 trucks per day, but the actual output is 36. So the efficiency would be the actual output 36 divided by the effective capacity of 40, that would be 90%. The utilization is actual output, which is 36 divided by the design capacity, which is 72%. Well, so these are the two things that we could use in terms of efficiency and utilization, how efficient we use our organization or our resources, and what is the utilization for our resources. All right, well, that's the last video for this part. What you see the next slide, that's the quiz that I wanted you to do and work on it. There are two slides for the quiz. One is talking about globalization, and then we're talking about the mission and vision for our company. So I want you to read this. And one of the things here on the part two, I want you to write a mission and statement for a hypothetical organization. I want you to create the strategic plan. I want you to focus on the 2 or 3 KSF. I want you to do some KPIs as well. So read this, please, and submit it to the detail. All right, with that said, thank you very much. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please let me know if you have any question. Thank you.